Let's look at Anthony Ryder from South Lyon, Michigan, recently selected as the Lions 2020 Fan of the Year. He has a passion about sports broadcasting.
With the 112th selection in the 2021 NFL Draft, the Detroit Lions select Amon-Ra St. Brown, wide receiver, USC. One pride, baby! Yeah!
What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another Detroit Lions video. Now, the Detroit Lions roster this year has been a revolving door, with starters missing starting time, with players missing playing time, with just there being a revolving door at numerous positions throughout the year. The Detroit Lions have started 2 different quarterbacks this year. They've started 4 different running backs, and they've had 10 different wide receivers start in games for them this season. Everybody from Amon-Ra St. Brown to Tyrell Williams. They've had 10 different wide receivers start, and not to mention the Detroit Lions have not fielded the exact same defensive unit on the field back-to-back games once this year. Meaning every single week from week 1 to week 18, there has been a difference. There has been a significant injury to a player, to an impact player on this defense every single week, whether it be losing Jeff Okudah in week 1, whether it be losing Romeo Okwara early in the season, whether it be losing Trey Flowers in week 13, whether it be Tracy Walker having on the COVID list and missing a couple of games. Every single week, the Lions have put a brand new defense on the field, sometimes with a lot of starters, and sometimes, like we saw with the Denver Broncos, with 1 to 2 starters on the field trying to do their best to make impact plays as a backup kind of player. The Detroit Lions have had more than 14 starters this year miss significant time. Again, whether it be Frank Ragnow in week 5, whether it be Jerry Jacobs missing time, whether it be Jeff Okudah, Amani Oruwariye, TJ Hawkinson, and now, of course, Taylor Decker and Penei Sewell, as we will get into in just a moment. The Lions have had so many starters and so many significant players missing time this year. Overall, the injuries this year have just really crippled the Detroit Lions more than their talent and more than the young coaching staff ever could. So today we're going to update you. Today we're going to talk about the injuries, the players that have been placed on the COVID list, the players that are returning from the COVID list, and give you a little bit of an idea of the roster that will be taking the field in Detroit versus Green Bay in Week 18. So starting off with the biggest news, in my opinion, is the situation surrounding starting quarterback Jared Goff. Now, Jared Goff has missed the last 2 games with injury. He missed the Atlanta Falcons game because he was placed on the COVID-19 reserve list, and he missed the game versus the Seattle Seahawks because of the knee injury that he sustained during the Arizona Cardinal victory, where he looked incredibly good. Jared Goff, the last time he was on the field for the Detroit Lions, looked so comfortable, so confident in his guys. Jared Goff had confidence. He threw some really good footballs. Even against Minnesota a couple games before, he looked really confident and really sharp. He has looked really good in the last couple of games that he has played in, with the exception of Denver. But you go, instead of Denver, you look at Arizona, you look at Minnesota. He has looked really good in the last couple of games that he's played in, and hopefully he can come back and get the Lions a victory to end the season. Hopefully he can get us our 3rd win. Hopefully he can end our season versus another win versus a top 10 team, or versus a team with 11, 12 wins on the season. I believe the Packers have 12. or maybe even 13 at this point. But, they have, more than 10. They're way more than 5 games above 500. And hopefully Jared Goff can come back and Dan Campbell and this coaching staff can do what they did versus Arizona, and they can get a huge victory versus an NFC powerhouse to build confidence and go into the offseason with just that confidence and with knowing that they can hang with anybody. Regardless of injuries, regardless of who's not playing, they have the heart and they have the fight to hang with anybody in the NFC, and that should give a lot of their young players confidence going into the offseason, going in to get better this offseason, and coming back next year with that confidence and with that momentum, knowing, in 2 or 3 of our last 5 games, we defeated playoff contenders and Super Bowl contenders. That kind of confidence builds your culture faster than anything. And if Jared Goff can come back this week, which is not a guarantee, by the way, but if he can come back this week and win versus the Green Bay Packers, something that Matt Patricia did, I believe, just one time in his career, do something that, Matthew Stafford wasn't able to do very often, do something that, the Lions aren't usually able to do, and he can go in and beat the Packers, the Green Bay Packers, the rulers of the NFC North, that would give him a lot of confidence. That would give a lot of the young players confidence, and that would be the fastest way for the Lions to build up this culture that Dan Campbell is really trying to institute and really is trying to install in this franchise. Now, as I said, Jared Goff is still questionable for this week. He is practicing, he is taking first-team reps, but he is very clearly still suffering from the knee injury that he suffered versus Arizona. It's unclear whether he will play. It is said that throughout the end of the week, Saturday, Friday, we're going to have a better idea of whether he's going to play or not. Right now, he's questionable. Right now, it looks like it's going to be more of a game time decision than anything else. But Jared Goff is a tough guy. I know Jared Goff wants to play in this game, but if he can go, he is going to go and play for his football team. Now, moving on to the COVID list. The Detroit Lions have yet again been struck by the COVID-19 virus, and this week, it has claimed multiple starters from the offensive line, as both tackles, Taylor Decker and Penei Sewell, will not be playing this game and will not be finishing their season as an active member of the Detroit Lions roster, as both of them have been placed on the COVID-19 reserve list. Now, starting off with Taylor Decker missed a lot of time early in the season. I believe missed the first 5 or 6 games of the season with an injury that he suffered in the preseason, suffering with that finger injury that I believe he had surgery on actually during the preseason that kept him out for a lot of games to start 2021, where Penei Sewell stepped in at left tackle and played really well for the most part. And Taylor Decker, unfortunately, will not be finishing his year with the Detroit Lions either. Taylor Decker has played 500 snaps this year in multiple games, and in those 500 snaps, he's only allowed 2 sacks on the quarterback. He's played really well this season. I think he took a little bit of a step back this year from where he was a year ago, but this is the second season in a row where he's only allowed 2 sacks on the season. He doesn't allow a lot of sacks, doesn't allow a lot of pressure. He is a really, really good pass protecting left tackle, and I mean, he is worth every single penny that the Detroit Lions paid him last offseason. He is worth every single penny that Bob Quinn paid him. And I mean, unfortunately, he did miss a lot of time this year, but hopefully he can go into next year. Hopefully he can stay healthy and stay on the field for the Lions all season for all 17 games and really show exactly what he showed in 2019 or in 2020, that he can be and play at the level of a top 10 tackle in the NFL. Now, Penei Sewell is also going to be missing his first game as a Detroit Lion, as he was also placed on the COVID reserve list alongside his offensive lineman teammate in Taylor Decker. Now, Penei Sewell, being a first-round rookie, had a lot of hype coming into the season, and he played both the left and the right tackle positions for the Detroit Lions. And in the 2021 season, Penei Sewell has looked phenomenal, playing in 1,039 total snaps and only allowing 5 sacks on the year. And a lot of those sacks came early in the year and came when he was playing at left tackle. He struggled a little bit early in the season when he was playing, arguably some of the best pass rushers in the league, playing against Nick Bosa, playing against Dee Ford, playing against, the Smith brothers, playing against that Ravens defensive line that, when healthy, is really good, playing against the Vikings and Danielle Hunter, playing against, a lot of really, really good pass rushers. He played against Aaron Donald early in the season and didn't allow a single sack in that game. And I think ever since week 4 or 5, he's only allowed 1 sack. And ever since moving back to right tackle in general, I believe he's only allowed 1 sack on the quarterback. And overall, I mean, he's just been such a phenomenal player for the Lions, and it's really going to hurt them, especially in the running game, to not have that force at the right tackle position. I don't know who exactly is going to take on the right tackle. I don't know if it's Matt Nelson or somebody else, but the Lions will have to replace both tackles, so Matt Nelson will be starting probably at the right tackle position where he began the year in the absence of Taylor Decker. Now, last little bit of injury news for the day is the news that starting wide receiver Josh Reynolds will be returning to the active roster this week. He has been cleared off of COVID protocols and will officially make his return to the Detroit Lions active roster and will play in the Week 18 matchup versus the Green Bay Packers. Now, Josh Reynolds on the season came in late, was a waiver wire pickup in the middle of the season for the Lions, but in his short time in Detroit, he has 18 receptions for 300 yards and 2 total touchdowns, making Jared Goff incredibly comfortable in the pocket and being a guy that Jared Goff really trusts. And Josh Reynolds, after, not really fitting in, not really sticking with the Tennessee Titans roster, being picked up by Detroit and reunited with his former quarterback, who he has the chemistry with and has the confidence with, he is looking to finish his 2021 incredibly strong, looking to finish with a strong performance, and hopefully looking to end the 2021 season with a victory over the Packers. But with all that being said, that is all we have for you guys today. That is the big injury update for the Detroit Lions. Jared Goff could return, Josh Reynolds is returning, but the Lions, in wake of returning 2 of their better starters, are going to lose both of their tackles for the remainder of the season. So with all that being said, that is all for you guys today. Thank you all so very much for watching, and until next time, and as always, go Lions!